What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. It is Saturday. It is October 28th. And we are back with a 7-game slate that we are going to try and cover for you. If you have any questions at all, let us know. Get those down below. Anytime any video gets at least 50 likes, you leave a comment, you are a subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of DFS content brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Any video that gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month. 125 likes, a chance to win a free year. And if any of our videos get 150 or more likes, you leave a comment, you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass. The lifetime pass is normally worth $4.99. So it's super simple, super easy. If you like the video, if you find it helpful, let us know down below and leave a like and a comment so you have a chance to win. So what we're going to do, if you've never been here before, we're going to go through the slate. We're going to give anytime there's at least 5 games on the slate. In this article that you see on the screen, which you can find in the description, we're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position, and then we're going to give you the top value picks for the entire slate at the bottom as well. At the end of the video, we're going to try and build a lineup that we feel confident about enough to throw out there like we did yesterday, which the lineup we did yesterday actually cashed. So we were very excited about it, but we are back now, and hopefully you guys are ready to rock and roll and build hopefully a good lineup enough to feel confident about it. So that being said, let's just take a look at the Vegas numbers real quick. We've got 7 games, like I said. We have 2 games at the top that have the highest over-unders. Pelicans at the Knicks. Pelicans are a 3-point favorite, 225.5 over-under. Wizards at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a 1.5-point favorite, 225.5 over-under. We've got the Cavs at the Pacers. Cavs are a 3.5-point favorite, 223. Suns at the Jazz. Suns are a 5.5-point current favorite at 221.5. Then we get down here, Pistons at the Bulls. The Bulls are a 2.5-point favorite, 219.5. We've got Timberwolves versus Heat. Timberwolves are a 4-point favorite, 218.5. And Raptors versus 76ers. The 76ers are a 3-point favorite with a 218 and over-under right now. So this will be updated about a couple hours before tip-off, so you can kind of see what the opening was, which these are all the opens, and then what the line is shifted to throughout the day when news breaks, whether or not someone's out or someone's in. The news will break. We will update this a couple of hours. It's 7 Eastern start time, so about 5 Eastern. We'll get those updated for you. So hopefully you have a fantastic Saturday leading up to some NBA. So we can look at this. Just to kind of reiterate, this is on the website. If you go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, NBA, we got NBA minutes played. This will be updated today. We've got the points allowed by position, which is this right here. We've got Vegas odds, which we just went over. We have our player projections that we went over. We have our chalk. So if you play cash, it shows you the players with the highest ownership projected percentage, so you can use those players. Or if you play tournaments, you can pivot off of those and build that way. We got our cheat sheet, which we take our player projections and then we break it down by position, which ones we like at each position. Then we have our DraftKings tiers cheat sheet. We have our lineups on there. The lineups are there as a good starting point. I wouldn't just copy paste them, but it's to get our mindset, get you guys. We want to make you the best DFS player you can without just like hand feeding you. And some people like that, some people don't. If that's not for you, I completely understand. But that's what we've been doing since 2014. That's why we're here. So you can check out FTA Plus. We have a month membership. We have a year and a lifetime. The month is $24.99, which includes sports betting. The year is $199 unless you use the promo code Thursday, all one word, all capital letters. That'll get you a yearly pass for $75 instead of $199. So let's dig in to the article that we've got going on right now. So looking at point guards, we have projected out Tyrese Halliburton at 50 fantasy points, Donovan Mitchell 45, Jaylen Brunson 43, Marcus Smart 31, Tyler Hero 30, Tyus Jones 30, Collins Sexton 21, Jaden Ivey 20, and Kyle Lowry 20. So if we look at these projections, and you come over here to our matchup tool, you can see, and goes by position, DraftKings or FanDuel, rank it largest. You see Washington Wizards give up the most amount of fantasy points, 74.6. That's what they give up. If you come here, that would mean Memphis. So if, in theory, if they follow again, we're, 3 days into this season. Some teams have played 1 game, some teams have played 2. This is where it's going to be a little skewed, but at the moment, these are what we've got going on. Probably wait about a month worth of data to really feel confident about points allowed. But if we look at this, the Wizards do give up the most amount. They average 74.6 in their game. So Bane, game log, he's played 2 already. Really good first game. Not the best game last night, and this is a back-to-back, so that's definitely something. And he's 8,500. He has gone up 1,100. So you might think of that and look at him. His price is pretty high. For cash games, you're looking at 6 times value. For tournaments, you're looking for around 7 times value, meaning 7 times 8.5 is how you would look at that for tournaments. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's 7,800, so a little bit cheaper. Hold on. Point guard. Sorry, I was way off. Marcus Smart. You got Marcus Smart here. Game logs. Really good game last night. It is a back-to-back. 5,800 though. He's 5,900. I don't mind him. He makes a good option here as a point guard against Washington. So that's kind of the thought process where is this Derrick Rose? I had no idea he was still playing. But yeah, so you look at Brooklyn Nets. They gave up, they're ranked 29th. Brooklyn is not playing tonight, so that is kind of why you have to go through and just see all of them. San Antonio, they are also not playing tonight. So you go through. My thing would be to come here, look at the games that are being played, sort those teams out, find those, and then you have all of those to have a visualization of what you're looking at, the teams that are actually playing. Then you can go off of there as well. So this is by position, and then DraftKings, this is by overall, so all the positions. So it's not necessarily anything. So if you look, the worst team overall defense-wise, Washington. And if you look at this, they rank 30th. They rank dead last against point guard, dead last against shooting guard, close to the end against power forward, and they've given up 296.2 total fantasy points so far this season. So just a way to utilize the tools that we have as well. So moving to shooting guard, favorite plays, here we go. Top 3, Anthony Edwards, Desmond Bane. Anthony Edwards projected at 48 fantasy points, Desmond Bane at 43, Brandon Ingram 41. Mid-tier, Karis LeVert at 28, Buddy Hield at 27, and Dennis Schroeder at 26. And then we got Nickeil Alexander-Walker at 20, Grayson Allen at 20, and Eric Gordon at, it should be 19. This will be edited. This is 19 for Eric Gordon. Moving to the small forward, we got Lauri Markkanen at 41, Jimmy Butler at 40, Kyle Kuzma 36. We've got RJ Barrett 30, Herbert Jones 29, and Bruce Brown at 28. And then Josh Okogie 23, Kelly Oubre Jr. 23, and Josh Hart 22. Moving to the power forward position, you got Kevin Durant at 49 fantasy points, Jaren Jackson Jr. at 44, Pascal Siakam at 43. Mid-tier, Tobias Harris 31, Isaiah Stewart 30, John Collins at 29. And then our value picks here, Paul Reed 19, Danilo Gallinari 16, and Marvin Bagley III at 16. Now some of these value plays won't play, or their minutes might be a little bit lower, so that's definitely something when you're building, look at this and look at their minute log. And then in about a week or so, we're going to start putting out our Bacon Station, meaning it's going to be part of FTA Plus, but it's going to show players' usage. It's going to show a lot of stats, kind of like the Bacon Station we have for PGA. It's going to start showing a ton of stats there for you. So a lot of information to digest, but hopefully we break it down a little bit easier and kind of show you. And again, if you have questions down below, definitely helps. We can answer them. If you haven't checked out our other content, we have other content for NFL this week, so on and so forth. We do have a video that we put out Wednesday, I think, or Thursday. I can't remember when it was, for the NFL rankings for the week. So we get to the center position. Joel Embiid at 51 fantasy points. Really like Embiid here. Didn't miss a beat in his last game. It's the reason he's the picture of the video and the article today. We got Karl Anthony Towns at 43 fantasy points and Julius Randle 42. Mid-tier, Yusuf Nurkic at 35, Daniel Gafford at 32, and Jonas Valanciunas at 31. And then we've got value plays, Obi Toppin at 24, Kevin Love 23, and Naz Reid at 22 fantasy points. Now, some people have asked, why do we project on this sport rather than what we did for NBA or NFL or MLB? NBA is more, it's an easier way to project. So we have a feel for the minutes, just like in football. Bijan Robinson was projected pretty good last week. He had a tummy ache or whatever he had. I think he played one offensive snap or 1% of the snaps, and that was it. A whole day ruined. So with these, you kind of get a feel, the ability, because we kind of like see an average of projection, average of usage, that we feel confident enough we can actually project out on here. So the value plays that we like today, currently right now, after we've done some simulations, Daniel Gafford at 6.18 times value, Xavier Tillman at 6.13, Kobe White 5.38 times value, Herbert Jones 5.80 times value, John Collins 5.7 times value, and Isaiah Stewart at 5.67 times value. Excuse me one second. So if you want to see this article and you want to check it out, click the link down below. It does help us out. It shows that you guys are looking at the articles, which helps me out a ton. I thank you, everyone who does that. That being said, let's look and build a lineup through here. So this is what people have been asking. Hopefully it was helpful yesterday. So just kind of looking, we've got just a look here. And it just depends on where you look here. Some of these are going to be based off points allowed. Some are going to be based off value plays and stuff like that. So I've got some players in mind. I want to see if the lineup is even able to use. So Jaylen Brunson, we look at his game logs, had a okay game opening night, had a really good game yesterday. Again, some of these teams are on back-to-back, so kind of watch that. We don't have any like data to go off of. So after about a month or month and a half, you can kind of see how some players react and perform on a second leg of a back-to-back. Sometimes they're really good on the first one. Sometimes they're really good on the second one. We don't have that information yet. But we look at this. He's averaging 23 points per game. Had 31 last time, 15 week one, had 45 or day one, 45.75 there at 7,500. He's gone up one. We look at his matchup against New Orleans. We come to here. The Pelicans give up about 40 fantasy points per game to opposing point guards. I do like this one. It'll really depend on pace of play. That is also something that is coming with the NBA Bacon Station in the near future. I really like Brunson here. Now, this is just a one lineup that I'll be playing. Like I said in yesterday's video, I play about 20 a night, mostly GPPs. So we look at our chalkboard and we kind of pivot off of there. It's kind of what I'm looking at here. So looking at Jaylen Brunson as my starting point guard. Then it really just depends. I really feel that, and we've looked at these, but like a Tillman at 5,300 with his projection, with his numbers here, he's gone down. We look at Washington. Washington gives up 56.6. I mean, I've got to smash him in there. 5,300 value, one of the top value of the day. Actually, the second top value, 6.13 times value. So good for cash. That's a projection. If he can go 7, that's a fantastic GPP pick. So I'm looking at Tillman there. But the other one, I kind of like a second one for a utility. Gafford. I like this matchup. Washington at Memphis. We look at this. We look at Memphis gives up an average of 60.2. They rank 26 out of 30 here. We look at his game logs. Not the best here. 5,100. He stayed at 5,100. He had a 21 minutes, so we are obviously looking for a little bit more. Would love to see 25, 30 minutes out of him. I don't know if we're going to get that, but I'll definitely look at Gafford there. So that's like a base of 3. Then we're still able to build through and average 6,400. Another one is our top play, if he's in. Hal Burton is questionable. Had an illness, but he missed practice due to stomach, tummy ache. Another one. 47.25. He's 100 more going up against Cleveland. He is a point guard, so we look at Cleveland here. Cleveland gives up, where are they at? About 43.8, which is a little bit less than what his first one is. He's averaging, again, 47.3, 20 points per game. I'm looking at Hal Burton, as long as he's in there. If we pivot off Hal Burton at 9,200, which we can pivot off everybody. If he is out, you can pivot down to Tyrese Maxey, I don't mind. Jordan Poole, I don't mind. If you look at Jordan Poole, game log, 1 game, 30 fantasy points, 8.1. It's exactly what we were looking for there. You could pivot down maybe at McCollum at 7,000. Fantastic matchup there. Going up against the Knicks. The Knicks here, where are they ranked? 49 fantasy points, so 16, right in the middle. You could pivot down to there. So that's kind of a pivot point that I would look at. Another one I would look at is Stewart. We put him, he's in our lineup, or he's in our projections. He's 5,200. Has 2 games. This is going to be a third game, second game on a back-to-back. Start off really well. Day 1, went up against Charlotte yesterday, 26.2. Now he's going up against Chicago. So looking at power forward or center. Chicago, we come down here. And again, these aren't the end-all, be-all. Chicago's here. They rank 5th against the center, 9th against there. So it's a cheaper option, 5,200. It bumps it up to 5,800 as one of the plays that you can look at. Another play, we've looked at him. We look at another Memphis at Washington, because Washington's bad. Zer Williams, again, it'll depend on what he plays. 29 minutes game 1, 31 minutes yesterday, so he's getting right around 30 minutes a game. 24.75 at 4,000. He went down. I mean, he's a cheap option. Then putting him in there just allows us to bump up to basically 6,850 or 6,900 as an average. So we look at shooting guard and we look at forward now. Just depends. You could come here at 6,800, just depending on what you want. Or you could go like a Marcus Smart and just go with a full Memphis stack here. You see 5,900, went 40.5 yesterday. I'm smashing him. Then that brings us to a forward 7,800. Jaren Jackson Jr., another one. Game log, you could look at Jaren Jackson Jr. You could look at Mobley. Came through for us yesterday at 7,300. Going up against Indy, if we look at Mobley, he is a power forward or a center. We look at, we want to look at Indiana right here. They're really good against the center. They're mid-tier against power forward. Depending on the position he plays, you could be looking at 50.5 of what they're getting, which you kind of look at that at 7,300. So you can put him in there. You could put in Kuzma on the other side, 32, 7,000. Just depends. You could look at that. We could also look at Tobias Harris. Game logs. Played 37 minutes in his one game, 32.25. Going up against Toronto. We could look at Toronto. Let's find Toronto. Toronto here, Tobias Harris is a small forward or power forward. 10th against a power forward, 8th against a small forward. So it really just depends on the position he's playing. I think I'm going to go with Jaren Jackson. And that's kind of the thought that I would look at. So that would be a lineup, or we could take out, if, say, Hal Burton's out, we go guard at that price, Desmond Bane for Memphis. Everything's coming up Bane. You got Tyrese Maxey. had 53.5. We used him in his first game, played 40 minutes. Not saying he's going to, but again, he's had 2 days. He's rested. You could put him in 8,200. That gives us 1,000 that you could feel confident about. Let's go to forward here. We go Jimmy Butler, Julius Randle. Randle coming off 47. I'm going to go with Randle. So that would be kind of a lineup that I'd look at. So you still have 600. So you can mix and match. You can go around. Say you don't feel confident with Williams. Small forward at 4,500 might be a little bit tough. Grayson Allen is here. Game log, not much in those 2 games. I wouldn't trust him. Yeah, it's just, it kind of gets to a wasteland if the way you go around here. I'm probably keeping in Williams. Probably remove, who would I feel confident about removing? Depends. Maybe remove Brunson and point guard. That allows us at 8,200. So we come up here. You get Jordan Poole, who put 30 there. Not really what we were looking for, but he got it. Barnes, McCollum, Tyler Hero, 47 at 6,700 yesterday. Played 40. We're looking at him. We'll look at something like that. So that'll be something I'm looking at. That's kind of what we're looking at there. So hopefully you guys have success. Hopefully you had success yesterday. Let me know how you did. And that's what we've got in this video. So good luck. Make sure you go check out everything we have on the website. Go check out our NFL content as well. Good luck today. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.